Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Nancy Sasaki. I'm the Associate Dean at Natural Sciences and Mathematics. I'm also faculty in the Biological Sciences, and I am a DU alum. I got my undergraduate and my master's here at DU. I'm going to do the presentation today about what is in the Natural Sciences and Mathematics, and hopefully answer questions that you might have in regards to registration for your fall quarter. We have 5 departments in the Natural Sciences and Mathematics. They are Biological Sciences, Chemistry and Biochemistry, Geography and the Environment, Mathematics, and Physics and Astronomy. Hopefully, those of you that are listening are interested in one or perhaps more than one of these areas. I'm going to start off with Biological Sciences, and the format for the slides that are coming up are going to be really focused on the courses that you need to register for or could register for in your first quarter, which will be fall quarter of 2019. I will put up the rest a year-long sequence so that everyone can see what their first year looks like if you're in these areas. But I'd like to focus questions in the area of our first quarter registration, if possible. Here is Biological Sciences, and this table has numbers on the far left. It is common, or it is normal for our students to take 4 courses per quarter, totaling 16 credits. There are exceptions around that, but this is a typical schedule for a typical student. So if you look at the box, this is a typical schedule in Biological Sciences in fall quarter. The first class that you see is our first year seminar, and every one of our students takes this first year seminar. So that would be one of your courses. A second course for Biological Sciences would be the General Chemistry, and that is Chem 1010 with its lab Chem 1240. The third recommended class would be starting your math sequence. So you would be taking typically Math 1951, which is Calculus 1, or if you come in with Calculus as an AP or IB, you can also take Biol 2090, which is our biology statistics. Now, the fourth class is, if you look, is a common curriculum or elective. The reason this has a star is that we do not want you to take another course sequence, because biology, your actual majors course, doesn't start in fall, but your biology major actually starts in the winter quarter, which is just to the right of the red box on your screen. So in your 4th slot as a course for spring, you would take something in the common curriculum or something in your elective, but you would avoid something like starting a foreign language sequence, which is a sequence that is first class in fall, second class in winter, and third class in spring, because you're going to begin biology in your winter quarter. As a general recommendation, we do not recommend that our students in the sciences take more than 2 courses with labs. And if you look up in the second course slot, you'll see that your chemistry lab sequence not only takes place in the fall with Chem 1010, but will continue in the winter with Gen Chem 2 as Chem 1020, and then you will complete the sequence by taking chemistry of the elements in spring quarter. Because all 3 of those courses have a lab, you will not take a lab sequence until you hit biology in the winter quarter. So that leaves that last course, number 4, in your fall quarter. You would sign up for a common curriculum course or something that would move to your elective courses. The next box is to talk about your choices in spring, depending on your major. If you are, so for instance, for the math, the 1952 or math 1953 or an elective, if you're getting a BA instead of a BS, then that will vary on your third quarter. By this time, you will already have a biology advisor. Your biology advisor will help bring you through all of your year-long quarter sequences, so you will know what courses to register for in your winter quarter and your spring quarter. Also, the biology chair sends his best wishes to everyone, and he would like me to let you know that it doesn't matter which biology degree you are interested in. Those are listed at the top. We have a general biology degree, a molecular biology degree, and an ecology and biodiversity, as well as a cognitive neuroscience concentration. If you are interested in any of those, this first year sequence looks exactly the same for any of these degrees. So to review, for fall, your registration will include your FSEM. You will need to register for General Chemistry 1010 with the lab 1240, and then you will look at your math courses and you will begin your appropriate math sequence. Then your fourth class, you will look around. Maybe you might want to try something different or find something that interests you. Choose something that's cool or fun. That would be your common curriculum or elective for that fourth class. Now we're going to move to chemistry. Chemistry and biochemistry. Again, we're going to talk about courses that you would take, and there are differences if you are looking at a chemistry degree or a biochemistry degree. So I will point out those differences as we move along. So again, everyone takes that first year seminar. So your first course is your first year seminar. And now everyone in chemistry, whether it's chemistry or biochemistry, will start off with general chemistry. Chemistry 1010 is our general chemistry, and you will be required to sign up for a lab along with the lecture course. If you are a chemistry major, then you will also pick up a common curriculum or elective in your fall quarter. And if you're a biochemistry major, you will also pick up your fourth course, will be a common curriculum or an elective course. The reason that those two are separated is so that you can look into your second quarter or your winter to find out what you will be taking, and those two majors differ. If you are in chemistry, it's recommended to take a common curriculum or elective course. But if you are interested in being a getting a degree in biochemistry, you will begin the biology sequence in the second quarter. So it's not recommended, again, to take a lab-based sequence course, because in the winter quarter, you will begin biology for biochemistry majors. Let's review. So the first quarter is an FSEM course, and then your general chemistry. You will begin your math, the appropriate math sequence, which is Calculus 1, if that's where you're going to begin. And then if you're in the same plan for chemistry and biochemistry majors in your fall quarter, would be to pick up a common curriculum course or an elective. And then just to remind you that the difference between the two majors of chemistry and biochemistry is that you will, in your first year, be taking your biology sequence for your biochemistry major. Now let's go ahead and talk about geography and the environment. In geography and the environment, there is, so in geography and the environment, you have your first course, which is your FSEM course. Then you have your geography course, which is taken by all of the majors. If you are a geography major or an environmental sciences major, you will still take the first year sequence in geography called environmental sciences. The third course will be a common curriculum or an elective. And your fourth course would be, if you're a geography major, you have options. Just a minute, I'm going to come down here. So you have some options. In the first year, if you are a geography major, you need to take Geography 1410, which is people, places, and landscapes. You also need to take a math class, either Calculus 1, which is Math 1951, or Calculus for Social Sciences and Business. Either one of those will fulfill the requirement for geography majors. You also, in that spot of 4A, will take a common curriculum or an elective. Those three courses are offered in all, those courses are offered in all of the quarters. So you can start off by taking the common curriculum and then get your Geography 1410 and then take your math. You can take them in a variety of sequences because these courses are all offered during the whole entire year. Now, honors students, if you are in the honors program and you are a geography or environmental sciences major, instead of taking environmental sciences, the Geography 1201, you will register for the honors geography course, which is Geography 1264. That is also a 3-quarter sequence, and this will complete your geography, your honors requirement for the sciences. I'm going to move forward now to mathematics, physics and astronomy, sorry. And in the first, again, your first course is going to be your first year seminar, and then your second course is going to be Physics 1200. And Physics 1200 is a physics preparatory class. It's worth 2 credits. If you notice, the credits are in the third column, and the credits are 2 credits. This is an introduction to the faculty and an introduction to the discipline within physics for all of our physics majors. So that is only a 2-credit class. For that reason, you will see 5 courses listed for physics and astronomy, but it will still keep you in the 18 credit hours, which is within our normal registration numbers. Physics would like you to start your math requirements. So this, in the 1951 is Calculus 1. That would be your 3rd course. And your 4th course would be a common curriculum or an elective. Physics, the BS students in physics, if you want a Bachelor of Science degrees in physics, they recommend that you take either the chemistry course in your first quarter, or you will take the biology course, which is offered in winter or offered in spring. That is the requirement, is that you need to take one of those courses outside in either chemistry or biology. And again, that is just if you are getting the BS in physics. And last but not least, here's mathematics. And you'll notice that there's an FSEM for the first course, and then you start the calculus sequence. The Math 1951 is Calc 1. The box indicates that there are 2 honors courses. Math 1962 is our Calculus 2, and Math 1963 is our Calculus 3. We do not have an honors calculus course for Math 1951. We want the students to come in and start their math sequence and then to option into the honors sequence 1962 or 1963. The third class would be a common curriculum or elective for the math majors, and there's also in your fourth class an opportunity to take common curriculum or elective. This is an opportunity to not only think about your common curriculum, but also think about your minors. Sometimes for the elective category, it's nice to go and think about what would be an option for your minors, and you can begin that minor in any year easily up until your junior year and complete a minor. So this is an opportunity maybe to go ahead and start thinking about a minor. Many of you will come in with AP or IB credits. Students with an AP credit for Math 1951 to 1953, a BC score of 5 will take care of all of these courses, and you would start in the 2000 sequence, because your AP credit will come in as credit, and this will be, you will see this on your degree audit, what courses are coming in as. If you place out of our first sequence in the calculus, you will go ahead and start with the courses at the 2000 level. And the 2060 course is our linear algebra. Our Math 2080 or 2080 is calculus of several variables. And Math 2200 is our reasoning and proofs course. You can take these courses in any order. There's no prerequisites besides the first year calculus sequence or equivalent. Then you can take those in any order. They don't have to be taken in sequence. For more information on AP and IB credits, I know that there are locations in the bulletin that can explain that, and also I know that you have there are other webinars that have explained how the AP and IB credits come into the university and how you as a student that have submitted those AP and IB scores, what those courses come in as, and that will help in the discussions of what to take for that first quarter. All right, I'd like to take questions now, and so please submit them through the questions and answers. The first question is, what class counts as an elective, and where do I find a list of electives? For your degree program, there is a list of courses that are required for the degree program. And then you'll look at your minors, and there's a list of courses that will apply towards your minors. Those courses above and beyond that can fall into your elective pool. Some of your elective courses will also be able to count towards your common curriculum. So this question is a really broad question, and the better answered after you get here. And the way to find, again, if you look at the degree programs and find out what those courses are, there's no real list of electives that I know of. It's just looking in the course catalog and finding out if that's a course that you'd like to take, and if it's not related to your major or your minor, then that would be a course that falls into your elective. A common elective course might be, we have a course called the history of rock and roll. That will not apply to any of the majors or minors in the areas of math and sciences. So that would probably fall into either your common curriculum or perhaps your electives. If it depends on when you take it and how many courses you've taken. Are there any honors courses for a biochemistry major? We do not have honors courses in any of the other departments besides geography and the environment and mathematics. There are honors courses across the curriculum, but in the sciences, we do not have specific ones in chemistry or biochemistry. We do not have honors courses specific to the major in biology, and we do not have honors courses specific to our physics and astronomy. Question 3, if your major is in the natural sciences and mathematics, can you minor in economics or in a business minor? There are, if you are getting it depends, Isabel, whether you're taking a BS or wanting to get a Bachelor of Science or a Bachelor of Arts. Some of our Bachelor of Science degrees in the sciences require a specific, one of your minors to be specifically in the natural sciences. So for instance, in the biochemistry major, they require that one of your minors be in the biology and biological sciences, but the other you have to get two minors in that degree. The other one needs to be actually outside of the natural sciences. You can minor in anything across campus in any major. So there's no restrictions of that. And we actually encourage you to go out because this is a liberal arts college. We actually encourage you to go get at least one of your minors outside of the area of sciences. Christina says, when is it recommended for a biochem major to begin the language sequence? It's a great question. Because your first year is full, we recommend either starting that your second year or potentially your third year. We ask that you consider your other science sequences in the labs, and that's usually best taken either in your second year or your third year. I like that question. Dennis Becker asked the questions, are there different classes for the BA versus BS degrees in the natural sciences? That also is a broad question. The BA and the BS degrees, the way that they distinguish the differences in the BA and the BS, the Bachelor of Arts has a limit in the number of credits you can take in your major, because a Bachelor of Arts wants you to spread your course taking across the campus. It's a more general education. Bachelor of Science, which is there for areas when you're really moving forward, you're thinking about after you graduate from your undergraduate and you move forward and you want a more concentrated area of study. The Bachelor of Science does not have a limitation in the number of credits you can get, say, in biology. So you can go into a significant portion of your credits that you can take in your major. That, I would say, the different classes would be that you need to take more of them for the BS versus the BA. But the courses in the first 2 years the courses are identical. Our BA, all of our courses are open to a BA degree or a BS degree. Again, the difference is just the number of credits of which you take to attain your degree. Thank you for that, Dennis. Pam says, if I tested out of Calculus 1951 with a Calculus VCAP score of 3, can I choose to take it anyway? So there is a way to, if you've already gotten credit because you have an AP or an IB score, there is a way to retake the course. Sometimes students come in wondering if they have prepared themselves well enough to go forward in the sequence. Maybe they took Calculus AP or IB their junior year and they're not sure if they can remember all the material. There is a way to override that. And again, we can do that during the registration process. You just have to contact someone specifically to override that course as already coming in as being taken. Scott asks, what is a recommended first-year schedule for undecided students who may want to major in the sciences? Scott, I'm glad you asked that question. So if you are undecided but in the sciences, the way I talk to students is, you may have an idea of what you don't want to study, right? You may be thinking, I don't know if I'm in chemistry or physics, but I know I'm not interested in geography and the environment. So if you can look, you can start to approach it that way. You can say, I know I'm not a math major and I'm not a physics major, but I might be chemistry or biology. I would start with the chemistry. You know, I would definitely narrow it down. Those courses that you take in your first year will always count towards either your degree or towards your electives. Let's say that you go ahead and start the environmental sciences sequence, and you take biology at the same time when it starts in the winter quarter, and you decide that you want to be a biology major. That course that you took in environmental sciences will always count towards your electives. It will always count towards your credits to graduation. So again, come in and just try what you're thinking about, and then when you get here, we can advise you on maybe looking at choices that you'd like to think about. You are not locked. You can still graduate in 4 years when you decide on a major in the sciences starting your second year. Because of the sequences, we do want you to think about it during your first year if you are undecided, and decide by your second year, but you still have wiggle room in there. You can start those courses and really just look at it that way. You may end up getting a minor, you know, in environmental sciences because it was cool, but it wasn't exactly what you want to do. And then we can work around that becoming your minor. Scott also asks, are there any scheduling considerations for science majors who want to study abroad? So that's in your third year, and that's a great question. Every student in the sciences has the opportunity to do study abroad, even if you're considering going into as a pre-health student and thinking about going on into the health graduate programs. But you will speak to an advisor in your major and talk about that, so that you, even if you are off sequence, right? You decide on your major your second year. It may take a little bit of juggling in your schedule, but we do have plans to have our students have the opportunity to travel, study abroad for all of our majors. The next question is, do you have a minor in biology or as a biochemistry? Yes, you will automatically get a biology minor if you major in biochemistry, and that is because you will take enough biology courses as part of your biochemistry degree that you might as well get that one and to free up other opportunities in your schedule to get your second minor or even a third minor. It just depends on what you're looking at. Is environmental science a popular major, and do classes fill up fast? Environmental sciences, it is a popular major. That area also has a sustainability minor that is also quite popular. So that is a popular course on campus. What we do for our majors is we reserve spots in our environmental sciences first year sequence to make sure that all environmental sciences majors do get into that first year sequence so they don't start behind. We guarantee that here. And then if you are looking at taking environmental sciences as a minor, you can usually start that minor in your second or third year, and that allows you to register early and get a spot, the spots that are reserved for those folks in the environmental sciences sequence. So yes, they do fill up fast, but there is an opportunity. We do have plans in there for majors and then for minors. The next question, if I can't decide between a natural science major and another subject, how should I plan my first quarter? The recommendation, and that was from that, and so the recommendation for that is Your first quarter, if you're thinking about double majoring and your major is either in the business area, is in any of the other areas, because the sciences are so sequenced, as you saw in the earlier slides, you have to take the fall class to get into this winter class to then get into the spring class. All other areas will recommend that if you're double majoring in the sciences in their area, to focus this first quarter on the science sequences. That way you don't fall behind. Also, if you do take a science class and decide that you want to drop the sciences as a major and continue in your other major, those science courses will complete a requirement in your common curriculum. We have a science requirement in our common curriculum, and your science courses will be applied towards that common curriculum requirement so you don't fall behind. Okay. I am not seeing any more questions. Does anyone else have any more questions? There's one. Let me move over here. Can you see the one in the chat?
Yep.
Can you read it to me?
Do I have to take a science-related FSM?
Oh, excellent question. I have another question in the chat box. It says, do I need to take a science, my FSEM in the science areas? No, you do not. There are FSEMs in the science areas. We have many faculty that have FSEMs. That is an opinion. I'll tell you that. Some believe that why not go ahead and take an FSEM related to the area that you're interested in the sciences, and others say this is your first quarter and an opportunity to take something that you might be interested in outside of sciences. Our science students are interested, our science and math students are interested in so many things that is an opportunity for one of your first classes here at DU to get to know an instructor outside of the science and math as well as other students. Now, other students have said they really appreciated that taking that class in the sciences or math by our sciences and math faculty, because then they got to know more students in their area in that first quarter. So that's up to you. If you want to broaden your horizons and you really like a topic in one of those other FSEMs, if you like the title, go for it. Try that, because you will see enough faculty in the sciences and math that you will get to know them as well. So that's my opinion, and that you can take them in the area or you can also take them outside. That's one of your choices. Okay, any other questions? All right, so if there's no further questions, I look forward to seeing you. I look forward to seeing you in the fall at our majors reception. We have a NISM reception, and at that reception, you will get to ask more questions about what your year looks like. You can go and visit the department that you're interested in. You can even go, we're going to divide that into two, so you can see two departments if you're interested in biology and chemistry, or you're trying to make a decision. If you're undecided, you can go and talk to the chairs of those departments during that reception, during that first week, so that you get to know more about what your degree will be at the end of your time here. This recording will be posted on go.du.edu/parents, as well as go.du.edu/new students. Have a great summer.